How long does sandwich bread last? If you have ever wondered about the lifespan of your homemade or store-bought sandwich bread, you are in for a treat. Understanding how long sandwich bread lasts can help you enjoy it at its best. The shelf life of sandwich bread varies based on whether it is homemade or purchased from a store, the type of bread, and how it is stored. For homemade sandwich bread, you can expect it to last about 2 to 3 days at room temperature. This shorter lifespan is mainly because homemade bread usually does not contain preservatives like commercial bread does. Softer breads, such as sandwich bread, tend to lose their fresh texture faster than crusty artisan loaves. If not stored properly, they can become hard within 1 to 2 days. To keep your homemade bread fresh for a bit longer, consider refrigerating it. This method can extend its life up to a week, but be cautious. Refrigeration can sometimes dry out the bread unless you wrap it well. For the longest storage, freezing is your best option. Frozen sandwich bread can last up to 3 months without losing much quality. When you are ready to use it, simply thaw it at room temperature or toast it directly to restore its softness and flavor. Now let's talk about storage techniques. After baking your sandwich bread in a bread machine, it is vital to cool the loaf completely on a wire rack before storing it. This cooling step prevents condensation inside the storage container, which can lead to sogginess or mold. For short-term storage, a paper bag or a bread box at room temperature works well. This allows some air circulation and helps avoid moisture buildup. If you plan to store the bread for a longer period, wrap it tightly in plastic wrap or aluminum foil before placing it in a freezer bag. This prevents freezer burn and helps maintain moisture. It is best to avoid storing bread in the refrigerator for extended periods unless it is wrapped properly. Cold air tends to dry out bread and make it stale faster. When using bread machine recipes for sandwich bread, keep in mind that these recipes often create a softer crumb and thinner crust. This can influence how quickly the bread stales. Applying a light coat of melted butter on the crust right after baking can help keep the crust soft and add flavor. However, this does not significantly extend the shelf life. Removing the mixing paddle after baking and before slicing is also a good practice. This prevents damage to the bread and helps maintain its shape, which can affect how the bread stores and slices for your sandwiches. In summary, homemade sandwich bread typically lasts 2 to 3 days fresh at room temperature, up to a week in the refrigerator, and up to 3 months in the freezer. Proper cooling and storage methods are essential to keep your sandwich bread soft and delicious. Enjoy your homemade creations and make the most of every slice.